Hey, congratulations, you've made it to the last video of this training. So now we're going to talk about the law of process. So leadership is a learnable skill, and that's what the John Maxwell team operates in. As I remember, we operate in 40 countries around the world teaching John Maxwell's principles of leadership. And it's an absolutely learnable skill. But like all complex skills, it evolves over time. Leadership skills develop day by day. They don't develop in a day. And this is true for the development of any skill, really. And it's particularly true of leadership. It's a process. It evolves. You don't read one book and become a great leader overnight. And you don't attend one training program and become a great leader overnight. It takes time, commitment, and a certain investment in yourself to develop your leadership skills. But if you make that investment, then guess what? Your leadership skills develop. Anyone that's ever learned to play a musical instrument, as I have, I've learned how to play the violin and the euphonium, or play a sport like golf or tennis, or learn a language, or learn to read and write. If they stop and think about it, they know the law of process. When we stop and think about the athletes competing in the Olympics, we see evidence of this firsthand, don't we? But it's easy to misunderstand what we're seeing. When we see a world-class champion athlete doing their thing, the first thing that comes to mind, aren't they talented? Often people make very little acknowledgement for the years of training that goes into the short performance you once see on the world stage. Dennis Waitley, who was a former head of psychology for the U.S. Olympic team, said, at the highest level, talent is equal. They're all really talented. But that isn't the determining factor at the highest level. There's something else that separates the winners from the losers. And John says something like this in one of his books. He says, if you want to be motivated, if I want to be motivated, I attend an event. If I want to grow, I engage in a process. And I love that. But I think the thing that really strikes me about that is that a process takes time. And you've got to evolve through the process before the opportunity appears. If you wait for the opportunity to start the process, it's gone before you've even begun. We can't wait to develop our leadership skills. We need to start right now. We need to be prepared for the opportunity when it comes. It's an old saying, but every bit as true today as it's always been. Success occurs when preparation meets opportunity. Some of you will have heard the story of a woman who sat in the audience and watched an expert pianist play a concert. And afterwards, she went up to the speaker to speak to her and said, I'd give anything to play like you do. And the pianist looked at her and said, no, you wouldn't. Or you would already have it. Like, sure, you give anything except 8 hours of practice a day for 20 years. I mean, anything apart from that, if you gave what I have given, then you would play pretty much as well as I do. Maybe a little less, maybe a little better, but pretty much the same. Like, when we see someone who's mastered something through an orderly process of growth, we think, ooh, aren't they lucky? Aren't they talented? But talent is only a small part of their mastery. And when it's all said and done, personal and organizational success comes down to leadership. Everything rises and falls with leadership. So we're coming to the end of the 30 minutes now. And I wish we had more time together so we could dig into some more of these laws. But let me finish by saying, leadership is a learnable skill. Some people are naturally more gifted than others, of course, but overall, it's a learnable skill than a natural talent. And everything really does rise and fall with leadership. Now, as I said at the beginning, for those of you who want to find out more, here's a couple of simple ways you can do that. Like, change starts with awareness. And to facilitate the raising of awareness, I offer a mastermind program for people like you, where I can come to facilitate a meeting once a week for 10 weeks with your organization, or I do it virtually. So if you're interested in this, you can find me at www.executivemillennial.com, or you can also find me via email at mpm@berksglobal.com. And this is when we can take the time to study and discuss the 21 laws together. But you know what? It's free. All the cost that you will incur is the cost of the book. Now, if we do this virtually, I can send the book to you, or you can purchase it through me, or you can already have the book for yourself. So that way you don't have to repurchase anything. And just join me on my online community. And we also have a secret Facebook group that we will do and combine and talk about these ideas together. So, like, how many of you have found this useful? I'm pretty sure you have. And okay, so for you then, this is a real no-brainer. And as a minimum, this is what you'll want to do. But for those of you who want to dig a bit deeper and are interested in working one-on-one with me and to fast track to developing your own personal leadership skills, I have a coaching program on these laws. And it's much more intensive. Again, it's 10 weeks, but it's tailored for each individual's personal leadership journey. And this transformation only takes place in the areas that are most relevant to you. So if you want to see results quickly, if you or someone in your team needs a swift contextual shift in their leadership philosophy, then this is the program to go for. And I can also combine these programs into a bespoke 12-month cultural change program for your organization or larger companies. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure to be with you throughout this video series, going over 3 of John Maxwell's 21 laws of leadership. So it's been an absolute pleasure to share some of these ideas with you, and I know it'll be a pleasure to work with you in the future. So thank you very much, and have a great day.